Alright guys, welcome to the World of Warcraft Legion Prepatch video. Today I'll be on my Druid. I'm here, apologize you guys don't have video on this. I'm here with my brother Steven, who is taking a look at his rogue right now. Are you gonna go with, are you going with Outlaw? So what is Outlaw appears to be more, I guess I don't understand the point of it. Like, what are the talents leading you to, like, what type of gameplay is it going to be? Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so if we take a look at mine, definitely Restoration. Druids can be all four. You no longer have to pick between two, so there's no longer a dual talent specialization. You can actually just activate any of the talents. I actually need to get my my tank spec going as well, but we'll dig into that into another video. Today we're just going to play with Restoration because that is my main spec. I was a little irritated. I thought for some reason that today would be the Demon Hunter release, but I guess that's going to be on August 17th, so about 2 weeks prior to the release. So obviously we'll have some great coverage there. I've got my Sandstone Drake here. Garrisons are now essentially useless. Because you can no longer get gold missions from them, so probably won't be hanging out in any of the garrison stuff going forward, but I do want to try out my new spec in some of the dungeons. So let's take a look at the talent points here, and I'll kind of walk you through why I chose what I chose. So the first tier is I chose between Prosperity, Cenarian Ward, and Abundance. For me, it was really between Prosperity and Abundance. And Abundance is for each rejuvenation you have active, the cast time of Healing Touch is reduced by 10%, and it also increases the critical chance of regrowth. I don't use Healing Touch in my rotation a whole lot, and you know what, I may find that it's better through this patch, but so far I'll kind of have to get into a dungeon and find out. So I opted for Prosperity instead. You know what I'm noticing here? There's no tree, tombs of the tombs.
What?
No, the tombs. For resetting your talent points, for activating a new talent point. So it would appear that you can change. Yeah, you can change your talent tree at any point during anything. So that, I wonder if you can do that while you're in a raid, because that would be really, really effective for changing. You know, if you're in a raid, for instance, some of these talents are very raid oriented, some of them are dungeon oriented, and then some of them are PvP oriented, but also have the honor talents, which will be available at max level. 3 Seahawks players got married in the last month. Was Wilson one of them? Because it was rumored that he was getting married to Sierra.
Yeah, we got married
last week.
No.
Yes. Look up the date, I guarantee you. I think they're all on crack. Okay. So let's go back to Prosperity. So I chose Prosperity because Swiftmend now has 2 charges and its cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds. For those of you that didn't know or don't play Druid, Swiftmend used to be something that would activate an instant heal if a target had rejuvenation on it. Now it's just an instant heal for, according to my spell power, 58,055, which I can now cast twice in a row, and it also reduces the cooldown, so I get it quicker with a 25-second cooldown instead of a 30-second cooldown. So you can instantly heal a target for roughly 120,000, and that's assuming that both of them don't crit, get a critical strike. So that was a clear choice for me. Instant healing is always something that Druids have lacked in and been difficult. You know, they've had difficult oh shit buttons for a while. Okay, so I'm wrong. Everything I do is a tragedy. Apparently Russell Wolf.
The other guy got married in Mexico.
What other guy?
Got married.
We're off topic here. My wife's talking kind of in the background, so so the next tier, so level 30 tier, so tier 2, I had a choice between Renewal, Displacer Beast, and Wild Charge, and these are just kind of personal preference talents. Renewal is something that will instantly heal you for 30% of your maximum health. As a healer, I don't find that necessary because I could just as easily hit Swiftmend on myself or put a couple of heal over time, so I didn't see that that was useful. Wild Charge is just what it is. It's like the charge, like a warrior's charge or the bear form charge. So obviously that would be very helpful in bear form, but I don't really find the need for it here. let's see here, non-shifting, yeah, it just flies to an ally's position. I really don't see a situation in which that would be needed, especially with the game style that I like to play. So it was down to Displacer Beast, which is actually very helpful because it teleports you 25 yards forward, activating cat form. So it's just really nice for moving. Say you wipe in a dungeon, or you need to move in an instance or a raid, and it just kind of makes it much easier. All right, so let's move on to tier number 3. So the level 45 talents, and these are new. These have been added. So these are your affinities. So one of the main irritations that I've always had is as a Resto Druid, and I actually leveled from level 1 to about level 80 as Resto, and it was very difficult. Even though I had dual spec, it was difficult because as a healer, it's really hard to do any damage whatsoever. So Balance Affinity gives you a couple of options for being able to do damage, and kind of gives you a mini version of whatever form you choose. So with Balance Affinity, I get Actual Influence, which increases the range of all your abilities by 5 yards. That's super helpful as a healer, because I can now be 5 yards back, even farther outside of damage ranges. I also get a kind of a nerfed Moonkin form, Star Surge, and Lunar Strike for when I want to do damage, which is really nice. The level 60 tiers are pretty much personal choice. They're all some sort of crowd control or stun. I just chose Mass Entanglement. Honestly, we'll never use it, and we'll just move on from there. The level 75 talents include Soul Forest, Incarnation, Tree of Life, and Cultivation. Now, I chose the Tree of Life. It's just kind of really nice. You should shapeshift into the tree form, increasing healing by 15%, increasing armor by 120%, and obviously you can't be polymorph. Functionality of Rejuvenation, Wild Growth, Regrowth, and Entangling Roots is enhanced. It actually makes Rejuvenation... I can't remember what it does for Rejuvenation. Regrowth becomes an instant cast. I believe it reduces the mana cost of Rejuvenation, and Wild Growth, I believe, affects more targets. So that was kind of a clear choice for me. The other one is when Rejuvenation heals a target below 60% health, it applies Cultivation to the target. I didn't feel that 11,740 was worth it over the course of 6 seconds, so I did not choose that one. Soul Forest, when you cast Swift Mend, you gain Soul Forest, increasing the healing of your next regrowth, Rejuvenation by 200%. That sounds like a really good talent. You know what? I may play back and forth between the Tree of Life and this, just to see. I'll probably stick with Tree of Life, though, just based on my playstyle. So, the next talent tree, which was level 90, gives you a couple of options. One of them is Efflorescence, which is basically your mushroom, your healing mushroom. Now they just kind of changed the name of it. It just heals for an additional, basically 5,000 over 6 seconds. I didn't feel that was really worth it. And Inner Peace, that would definitely increase your overall heals per second, but not very effective for actual, raid-wide or party-wide healing. I don't feel it would be that effective. Inner Peace is great. It reduces the tranquility, the cooldown of tranquility by 60 seconds. Again, really not that worth it, but I could see in a raid situation where a raid leader may have a druid spec to that in order to do more, or have a more effective kind of oh shit button for the raid. So I just selected Germination, which I've had previously, and the talent has stayed the same. You can apply Rejuvenation twice to the same target, so that was really good. And then for my final 100 level, Moment of Clarity. Omen of Clarity now affects the next 3 regrowths. Omen of Clarity just allows regrowth to be casted at no mana cost. So that would allow, basically, if I'm reading the text, the next 3, so it would allow 3 regrowths to be mana free instead of just 1. It's great for conserving mana. I do like that. Reduces the cooldown, so Stonebark reduces the cooldown of Ironbark, and increases healing from your heal over time effects by 20%. That is a passive, and I actually kind of looked at that wrong when I read it, so I didn't realize it was a passive. I thought it was something that you would have to do. So you can increase the healing from all of your heal over time effects by 20%, or I chose Flourish, which extends duration. Probably heal over time effects on friendly targets within 60 yards by 6 seconds. So I may play back and forth. I actually am going to select Stonebark because that will increase the amount. 6 seconds is not that long, especially when it's really easy with mouse over macros that I have set up to refresh those. So I'm actually going to do the increase the healing over time by 20%. Alright guys, so that's all the talents that I chose for Restoration Druid. There's going to be more videos to come. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, and we'll talk with you later.